At 75 years old, most people expect to slow down, feel aches, and move carefully. But this man defies it all. He runs with ease, his joints feel smooth, and his body moves like he's decades younger. The secret isn't expensive therapy or complicated workouts. It's one simple daily exercise that takes just 5 minutes. No equipment, no gym, and no pain. And the results are so powerful, even doctors are amazed. Anyone over 60 can do it, and the change starts almost immediately. After the age of 60, the human body naturally undergoes several changes that affect strength, balance, and mobility. Muscle mass begins to decline at a faster rate, a condition known as sarcopenia, making everyday movements feel more tiring. Joints become stiffer due to the gradual breakdown of cartilage and decreased production of synovial fluid, leading to discomfort or even pain during activity. Bone density also reduces, increasing the risk of fractures and falls. At the same time, the nervous system becomes slightly less responsive, slowing reaction time and coordination. Circulation may weaken, affecting oxygen delivery to muscles and reducing endurance. Flexibility declines, making it harder to bend, stretch, or twist comfortably. Even posture begins to shift as spinal discs lose hydration and height, sometimes resulting in back pain and a stooped stance. These changes are often subtle at first but compound over time, gradually leading to reduced confidence in movement and physical independence. However, these effects are not irreversible. With the right kind of regular physical activity, it's possible to counteract many of these age-related declines. Simple, consistent exercises tailored to aging bodies can help maintain muscle tone, improve joint flexibility, restore balance, and even stimulate better circulation. It's not about intense workouts or pushing limits but rather supporting the body with movements that promote longevity, agility, and strength, even into the later decades of life. The true reason behind most mobility loss after 60 isn't simply aging itself but the slow and silent weakening of stabilizing muscles, especially those deep in the hips, core, and legs. These muscles are often overlooked because they aren't visible like the biceps or chest muscles, yet they play a critical role in balance, posture, and walking ability. Over time, without consistent activation, these muscles lose strength and coordination, leading to instability, slower walking speed, and increased risk of falling. This decline doesn't usually happen overnight. It starts subtly, with stiffness in the hips, occasional joint pain, or difficulty standing up after sitting. The body gradually compensates in harmful ways, placing more strain on the knees, lower back, and ankles, causing further imbalance and discomfort. A sedentary lifestyle accelerates this process. Hours of sitting weaken the glutes, shorten the hip flexors, and disengage the core. These changes impact gait and make simple activities like climbing stairs or walking on uneven ground much harder. Most people think they need to strengthen big muscle groups or focus on cardio, but in reality, it's the small stabilizer muscles, rarely targeted in traditional workouts, that hold the key to freedom of movement. When these muscles are weak, the entire musculoskeletal system becomes misaligned. Posture suffers, stride shortens, and energy levels drop. The real enemy isn't age, it's the lack of the right kind of movement that keeps these crucial muscle groups awake and engaged. The good news is that with a specific type of simple daily exercise, these muscles can be reactivated, restoring stability, improving flexibility, and renewing confidence in every step. At the age of 75, after years of struggling with stiff joints, a sluggish gait, and the fear of falling, he stumbled upon a method that would completely change his physical reality. Tired of being told that decline was inevitable and frustrated by the pain in his knees and hips, he began searching for a better way. What he found wasn't a miracle drug or a high-intensity workout. Instead, it was a simple movement routine rooted in activating forgotten muscle groups that support balance and coordination. He had tried everything before, stretching routines, joint supplements, even physical therapy, but nothing offered lasting improvement. This new method focused on small, precise movements that reawakened the muscles in his hips, glutes, and core. These exercises required no special equipment, no gym, and no more than 10 minutes a day. Within just a week, he noticed subtle changes. His walk became smoother. His lower back felt lighter. After 2 weeks, he could rise from a chair without using his hands. By day 10, he was walking longer distances without fatigue, and for the first time in years, he went for a short jog. The transformation shocked everyone around him, but for him, it felt like finally reclaiming a part of himself that had been lost. The most powerful part of his discovery wasn't just physical, it was mental. Regaining control of his body restored his sense of independence, freedom, and dignity. He no longer saw age as a limitation but as a reason to move smarter. This simple routine became a daily ritual, a quiet commitment that kept his muscles engaged and his spirit alive. What started as an experiment became a lifestyle, and that one small shift became the foundation for his renewed energy, strength, and confidence. The exercise that transformed his mobility was deceptively simple yet incredibly effective. It was known as the glute bridge, a movement designed to reactivate the posterior chain, specifically the gluteal muscles, lower back, and hamstrings. These areas often become weak or dormant with age due to prolonged sitting and limited physical activity. He began by lying flat on his back with his knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Slowly and with control, he lifted his hips toward the ceiling, squeezing his glutes at the top, and then gently lowered them back down. He started with just 10 repetitions, holding each bridge for 3 seconds. This movement required no equipment, could be done on any surface, and didn't strain the joints. What made this exercise powerful wasn't just the motion, it was the mind-to-muscle connection. He focused on engaging the right muscles, maintaining a neutral spine, and breathing steadily. Over time, he added more sets and incorporated slight variations, like single-leg bridges or resistance bands for added challenge. But even the basic version brought profound results. Within days, his hips felt more stable, his lower back pain eased, and his legs carried him with more confidence. The glute bridge improved not only his posture and balance but also his ability to walk, climb stairs, and even jog. It trained his body to move as a unit again, restoring strength where he had once felt weakness. Combined with consistency and intention, this simple daily exercise rebuilt the foundation of his movement and became the core of his personal transformation. Across the world, countless individuals over the age of 60 have experienced remarkable improvements in mobility and vitality by adopting this one simple daily movement. Stories began surfacing in online forums and local health communities of older adults who felt they had regained control of their bodies after years of struggle. One woman in her late 60s shared how she had relied on a cane for balance after suffering from chronic hip stiffness. After just 3 weeks of consistent glute bridge practice, her steps felt lighter and more confident, and she no longer needed support to move around her home. A retired teacher from Florida, aged 72, had avoided physical activity due to persistent lower back pain. By introducing glute bridges into his morning routine, he noticed a steady reduction in discomfort and began taking daily walks again, something he hadn't done in over a year. Another man, 67, who had previously dismissed exercise as too complicated or risky for his joints, found that this low-impact movement gave him a way back into an active lifestyle without fear of injury. The shared theme in all these stories was not just physical improvement, but the emotional boost that came with restored independence. Many reported better sleep, improved posture, and renewed motivation to take care of their health. These weren't athletes or fitness experts, they were everyday people who simply wanted to feel better and move freely. The simplicity of the exercise made it accessible to all, regardless of previous experience or fitness level. These real-life transformations serve as proof that change is possible at any age, and that often, the most powerful solutions are the ones hidden in plain sight. Making a new habit stick, especially after the age of 60, requires consistency, simplicity, and a clear sense of purpose. For many who have seen results from the glute bridge exercise, the key to maintaining their progress has been incorporating it into a predictable daily routine. Performing the movement at the same time each day, such as after waking up or before bedtime, helps anchor it into the brain as a natural part of the day, rather than a task to remember. Setting up a dedicated space, like a yoga mat near the bed or a quiet corner of the living room, removes barriers and makes the practice more inviting. Some find motivation in tracking their progress using a calendar or journal, noting how they feel after each session. Others benefit from pairing the movement with a habit they already have, such as brushing their teeth or watching the news. This mental link reinforces repetition and makes the new behavior automatic. Support from family members or friends, even if it's just a brief message of encouragement, adds accountability and helps build a long-term mindset. It's also important to start small, just a few repetitions, and let the body adjust gradually. Over time, what begins as a simple effort becomes a source of energy and strength. By avoiding overcomplication and staying attuned to the body signals, this daily ritual transforms from a task into a rewarding act of self-care that promotes lasting mobility and well-being. Age does not have to define ability. The transformation from stiffness and fatigue to strength and agility begins with a single choice: the decision to take control of one's own body through small, consistent actions. This simple exercise, proven by real people with real results, offers a practical path toward reclaiming mobility, energy, and confidence, even at 75 and beyond. By committing to just a few minutes a day, anyone can strengthen key muscle groups, protect joints, and regain the freedom to move without pain. The journey does not require special equipment or expensive programs, only the willingness to start and the discipline to continue. Now is the time to act, to choose movement over stagnation and progress over decline. With this knowledge in hand, viewers are encouraged to take that first step, practice the exercise, feel the difference, and make it a part of daily life. Because age may be a number, but movement is a choice.